By the year 2026, the global pharmaceutical industry will undergo a transition. The methods we use to discover, develop, and manufacture medicines are accelerating rapidly as new automated technologies come online. This rapid adoption creates a very real anxiety for people entering the field. There is a strong concern that traditional, entry-level science positions will change or vanish entirely. To see why, we have to look at how entry-level science happens today. A huge portion of a junior lab technician's day is spent on highly repetitive physical tasks, like precisely measuring liquids by pipette, preparing hundreds of samples for testing, and running basic screening assays to see how cells react to chemicals. And this strain extends beyond the laboratory bench. Professionals in regulatory affairs and supply chain management currently spend countless hours manually sifting through mountains of compliance data, tracking inventory, and organizing logistics by hand. The reality of this current system is that it relies heavily on human beings to act as biological machines, performing the exact same actions over and over. That repetition makes these specific roles vulnerable to being automated. We are already seeing the replacements arrive. Liquid handling robots are taking over the pipetting stations, and software using artificial intelligence, programs trained to recognize patterns in large datasets, is now conducting the image analysis that humans used to do by eye. These robotic systems hold clear physical advantages. They execute movements with microscopic precision, and because they don't experience muscle fatigue or lose focus after a 10-hour shift, their error rates are significantly lower than ours. At the same time, automated logistics software is taking over the supply chain. Algorithms now track inventory and predict material shortages in real time, reducing the need for humans to manually oversee shipments and stockrooms. So, if machines can execute all the physical bench work and track all the materials perfectly, it raises an obvious question: are human scientists becoming obsolete? The automation of the lab bench signals the end of human repetition, clearing the way for a workforce focused entirely on scientific inquiry. To understand what happens next, we can look back at the arrival of the personal computer in the 1980s. The transition to digital workflows retired millions of filing and typing roles, but it simultaneously birthed entirely new industries to support the hardware and software. We are watching that exact process repeat in real time. As the demand for manual pipetting declines, a massive new sector is expanding to design, build, program, and maintain this sophisticated robotic equipment. This diagram illustrates how the pharmaceutical industry is shifting its primary currency from physical effort to cognitive labor. The value of a worker is now tied to their ability to manage data-driven strategies. This creates a massive demand for data scientists. When an automated screening tool generates millions of data points overnight, it requires a human expert to interpret that raw information and spot the viable drug candidates. It also creates a critical need for machine learning engineers. These are the developers who write and refine the complex mathematical models that tell the AI exactly what molecular structures to look for in the first place. For every physical task handed off to a robot, the industry generates a corresponding need for a human architect to design the system and verify its results. Beyond the science itself, protecting these systems is becoming paramount. Pharmaceutical companies are generating highly sensitive, proprietary data on a massive scale, driving an urgent need for cybersecurity experts to defend these networks from external threats. And because machine-driven medicine relies heavily on patient data and predictive algorithms, companies are increasingly hiring ethicists. These professionals navigate the complex moral dilemmas of using artificial intelligence to make healthcare decisions. Because this technology is digital, it ignores geographic borders. Research standards, open-source AI models, and educational curricula are being shared across a globally interconnected pharmaceutical community at lightning speed. While the software is global, the physical breakthroughs happen in clusters where venture capital, elite university labs, and clinical trial networks overlap. This gives a head start to established biotech hubs in the United States, which already host the largest concentration of these integrated resources. Whether a professional thrives in this 2026 landscape depends entirely on their ability to pivot away from manual training and pursue high-tech cognitive upskilling. Artificial intelligence and robotic systems are passive instruments. They require distinct human direction and strategic oversight to function. There are hard boundaries to machine intelligence, An algorithm cannot express empathy to a patient. It cannot make a complex ethical judgment about trial design, and it cannot formulate a deep, multi-year strategic business plan. This establishes the new dynamic of pharmaceutical development. The machines will handle the mechanical how of making a drug, freeing human scientists to focus entirely on the why and the what if. To succeed here, workers must cultivate an actionable skill set. The industry needs professionals who excel at critical problem solving, who can adapt to rapid software updates, and who can clearly communicate across both technical and scientific disciplines. The most valuable worker of the future is the one who can translate complex human medical needs into precise instructions for a machine. When humans and machines collaborate successfully, the entire timeline of drug development compresses. We gain the ability to synthesize data and test molecular compounds at a rate that traditional manual screening simply cannot match. By stripping the manual bottlenecks out of the laboratory and the supply chain, this accelerated pipeline will ultimately drive down the cost of development, making advanced healthcare more accessible and affordable on a global scale. If you are looking to prepare for this transition, there are countless online resources available to start building your data and automation skills today. Let us know in the comments how you plan to upskill, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the future of industry. The AI-driven shift in pharma represents a collaboration that aligns machine scale with human purpose, leading to a more effective era of medicine.